Hello, and welcome to a big one, both in terms of the title itself and quite literally because the box is massive. This, my friends, is Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert, as published by Centipede Press. Now, Centipede Press, you always got to check the back of the slips because you never know when Jared's going to reuse some very fun packing material. So we've got a box in the box, surrounded by bubble wrap. So we're going to do a double unboxing. I'm going to take it, get this big box out of the way, pardon me. And inside, Dune Messiah Slipcase book 68. 8 pounds for just one book. I don't know if this is going to fit in the frame. I have the camera zoomed out, but we're gonna see what happens. We might be in for a triple unboxing, folks, because there is another box inside the box with my little 68 on it. So, last year? It must have been last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Was it 2021 or 2022? Centipede Press had been building up and working towards Frank Herbert's Dune for years. Huge wait list. It was a huge ordeal. Very much building up to it. And I managed to secure a copy. I secured copy 68. I did an unboxing of that. It is one of the most beautiful books I own. So now, in the year 2023, we have the follow-up, Dune Messiah, a triple unboxing. And there is the book itself as I smack the dongle. Pardon me. Okay, it's just barely going to fit in the frame. We're going to work with it. 2 minutes in, we're just now getting to the slipcase. Frank Herbert, Dune Messiah. We have a sandworm blind stamped into the spine of the slipcase there. Very much looking forward to this. I know some people aren't fans of the Dune series after, the first title. Some people aren't fans of the Dune series after the first 3 titles. Me, I'm in it for the long run. I scandalously don't even mind some of the Brian Herbert titles. I know we're not going to see the Brian Herbert titles get the Centipede Press treatment, and I'm totally fine with that. But, the House Harkonnen, House Atreides, the first trilogy, I kind of enjoyed that. So, same dimensions as Dune itself. Different artist, of course. Excuse my pasty white hands touching the slipcase and the Japanese cloth. This is a capped slipcase. Absolutely beautiful. And inside the very, very thick capped slipcase, we have our book. Wow. Featuring Marc Simonetti's artwork. Now, Mark Molnar did the artwork for Dune. Marc Simonetti did the artwork here for Dune Messiah. So he's doing with a different artist for each of the 6 titles. This is I thought it was double-sided, but maybe it's not. I guess it's not, because I clearly only see one side. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a double-sided dust jacket. I believe Dune has a double-sided dust jacket, but I am okay with that. It is covered in Mylar to protect the jacket right off the bat. Very, very nice. Excuse me as I kick stuff behind me. So the thing with the first Dune is that there were 2 binding types. The numbered edition was Nabucca Prestige Cloth. It was this gorgeous, almost Kevlar-like material. And then the unnumbered edition was Japanese silk. So because of the Prestige Cloth's availability, he is going with the Japanese silk for the numbered titles going forward. He had originally said that there would only be numbered titles of the 2nd through 6th title, but that has since changed. There are a select few unsigned copies. I don't know what the numbers are. But anyways, Marc Simonetti artwork, abundant. First thing you will notice is Dune Messiah is smaller in size. I mean, in terms of like the thickness, when it comes to Dune. The first Dune is a massive space epic. This is also very good, but it is a shorter novel. It's only like 250 pages. Yeah. Oh, 250 on the dot. 27 to 277. Look at that. This has an afterword by Brian Herbert. It didn't say that Brian Herbert was signing it, so maybe he didn't? I don't know. But it does have a facsimile from Frank Herbert, some bonus material artwork by John Sconeher, the interview by Vincent DeFate, and Paul Turner, interview with Frank Herbert himself, Paul Turner, then the afterword by Brian Herbert. Very, very nice. So, if you're not familiar with Dune, I definitely recommend checking out the first title. If the first title is not for you, you're definitely not going to like the second or future titles. If you are a fan of the first one, you still might not like the second or future titles. We have Stilgar, Lady Atreides. We have Nduri. We have Face Dancer. Ooh. We have Height Duncan. We have the Guild Navigator. We have Muad'Dib himself. There he is, Paul Muad'Dib. We have Princess Irulan. And we have the Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohayim. So, what do we got here? What led you to take a particular approach to the history of Muad'Dib? So anyways, we have the novel proper. So, with the top edge stain, by the way, the pages are seeming to stick together. That is why it's the top edge stain. That's not a defect. That's just what happens with any title that has a top edge stain. You're going to get that crisp pages sticking together because they were literally sprayed together. And Marc Simonetti's gorgeous artwork throughout. So over 10 years have passed since the end of Dune. Paul Muad'Dib, Paul Atreides, is now the Emperor. And there are those who wish to usurp him. Usurp him? I'm going with usurp, even though it's clearly usurp. But, I'm committed to it. There's a navigator right there. So the spice is life. The spice melange. There's a navigator again. There's Ohio. Those the Bene Gesserit seek, who are space witches, if you will, put in most reductive of terms, wish to usurp him. Or you can say it wrong like I did. And he's looking for an heir. And unfortunately, conspiring parties want to keep him from having an heir. So you got the princess doesn't want him to have an heir because she wants to be the one to have the heir. Meanwhile, his concubine, his little Fremen wife, is being poisoned to not be able to have an heir. She's like forced birth control, unwillingly being poisoned. But anyways, if that sounds all weird to you, the series is just going to get even weirder. We have wonderful artwork here. Sconeher's artwork. Classic Dune artwork from 1965. Let me tell you, it's going to get weird. Talking like human sandworm hybrids in the next series. Anyways, lots of bonus material. Look at that. It's like a third of this is bonus material, which is just absolutely wild. They have so much bonus artwork in a volume such as this. Now, this is the first limited edition, unless you're counting the Easton Press, but we're not counting the Easton Press, that Dune Messiah has received. And it would be poor of me not to mention that the same day I am unboxing this, I'm unboxing this on Wednesday, was the 5th today, a new rival, a new competitor has entered the ring of Dune limited editions in the form of Earthling Publications. Earthling Publications just suddenly dropped, hey guys, we're doing Dune. So they're doing Dune as well. The artwork has been praised as being very Jodorowsky-esque. Jodorowsky was the man who failed to make Dune. There we go. Very similar art style there. He failed to make Dune before good old cousin David Lynch, made his Dune film. That one was a film. And of course, we have the most recent edition of the first half, Dune Part 1, which was incredibly well done. And okay, here we go. So we have two facsimile signatures. We have the facsimile signature of Frank Herbert and the facsimile signature of John Sconeher. We do have Marc Simonetti's signature and Gregory Benford, who did the introduction. Both of their signatures there on this very thick cardstock signature page. And more of Simonetti's artwork in the back. So if you want a copy of Dune Messiah, I don't think they're technically sold out yet through Centipede Press. I think he's still working through the emails. This is not a free-for-all one. Those who purchased Dune have the first rights of refusal for Dune Messiah. So the numbered edition owners are getting the numbered editions, such as this. There is a list for the unsigned editions. People are able to buy the unsigned editions as well. And I don't believe they're sold out yet, but it has not gone to public sale. But, I mean, check out Centipede Press's newsletter, and who knows, if there are copies left over, it might go to a public sale, or it might ask for another list. Although, if you are picking up Dune Messiah, it's going to be tough to get a copy. Not necessarily tough. It's going to be expensive to get a copy of Centipede Press's Dune. But I guess that's where Earthling Publications kind of jumps in to save the day, where if, for some reason you can't get Dune from Centipede Press, but you might be able to get all of the sequels, you could, I guess, fill that gap with Earthling Publications Dune. Obviously, the style is not going to match, but it looks to be a very nice publication. It's an expensive publication, but it looks to be a nice publication. So seriously, check out Marc Simonetti's artwork. Now, this is just blatant, scandalized drama here. I gotta say, Marc, is this the reason you didn't do the Druid of Shannara? You can answer me. It's okay. So yeah, Marc Simonetti has been, if you don't know, Marc Simonetti has done the first 5 titles of the Shannara series as published by Grimoak Press. I almost said Earthling. By Grimoak Press. But for the Druid of Shannara, or Shannara, Marc Simonetti had to step away because he was busy with other projects. This presumably was one of those other projects. I'm sure there are lots of other projects. Marc Simonetti is an excellent illustrator and a very busy man, so it would be cruel of me to say that this was the single project that kept him from it. But the artwork that they do have for Druid looks fantastic. I mean, it's not stylistically going to be the same as Marc Simonetti, but I knew that was going to be the case. So anyways, if you're a fan of the Shannara series, that title is The Druid is currently on sale over at GrimoakPress.com. I got a copy on order for that. Although, like I said, it's just a little bit of a shame because you got the first 5, you have the original trilogy, and then you have First King, and then you have Scions, which all started with Marc Simonetti's artwork, so it's weird to not have it continue. But I'm just rambling now. So like I said, check out Centipede Press. I've talked too much. I'm still coming off of the cold and sinus infection that I had, so pardon my voice. Check out Centipede Press. They do wonderful jobs. They're not all going to be as overly elaborate as this title is, as this Dune series is. I just did 2 unboxings these past 2 days, one for an art book, one being for a short story collection, that are in the more traditional route of Centipede Press titles, where it's a smaller trim size, nice black cloth binding. Although this was a black cloth binding, so technically this is also in that realm, but this is oversized with a cap slipcase. You know what I mean. This is the deluxe Centipede Press. They're not all deluxe. But seriously, check out Centipede Press. Jared does such an awesome job. Check out the Dune series, especially the first one. The first book is an absolute masterpiece. I think you should continue on from there, although some people will tell you otherwise. Thank you very much for watching. I have a whole bunch of unboxings to do. This was the last of the Centipede Press titles that I had from while I was absent for a week and a half. Although I do have another one incoming, so depending on whether that arrives like tomorrow, I might just do all 4 back to back. Anyways, a lot of unboxings, unboxing palooza, if you will. Please consider watching and subscribing, and we'll see you around next time.